What is going on, y'all? Jason over here at Cog Hill Farm. Hope you're having just the most wonderful, wonderful day today. It is gonna be warm again here today on the farm. Got lots and lots that has to get done, and this is gonna be a little tough. I didn't know how I should do this, honestly, y'all. And there's gonna be multiple breaks. You know, we just our channel is all about feel good, making people happy, making people smile, making you forget all the craziness that's in the world and or what's going on in your life that's negative. It's just a positive, positive, positive channel. But you know, every now and then something happens here that that's not so positive. And I definitely am not gonna be able to do this without without getting a little emotional. So there's probably gonna be multiple cuts in this. And I'm just gonna go on and tell y'all the unexpected bad news here on the farm is that Gus passed away on us. Very unexpected. It was a typical normal day. He was fine. He ate. No signs of anything whatsoever. He didn't seem sick. He didn't seem ill. Absolutely nothing, y'all. Nothing, nothing, nothing. I was over there almost all day yesterday. All day. Cleaning out the stalls, putting fresh shavings in the inside stalls, cleaning up, straightening up, playing with the animals. I actually took some videos of him that I could use for, you know, later in some other videos if I needed some cute footage. I videoed him sitting in the water trough like he always does. He was fine, y'all. He was absolutely fine. So, I went out there to feed in the evening time, and him and Loretta were laying in their normal spot, and I took care of everybody, or was taking care of everybody, fed the goats, fed the cows, fixed the emus and the donkeys' feed, and I didn't want them to come back over to, they'll come over there and they'll run the donkeys off and try to get their feed, and so what we do is we'll just shut that gate, and I went to shut the gate, and him and Loretta were laying there in their normal laying spot, and I noticed I didn't hear him snoring, you know? Y'all know that he snored, and I will say this, I did kind of exaggerate his snoring. He did snore, he really did snore, but you know, I always thought it was cute and funny, and you know, just it brought so many smiles and laughs to people, his snoring. So I thought, man, that's strange. Gus is not snoring. So I immediately went over there because it made me worried just for a half second, you know. Well, is he not snoring? And I realized he wasn't breathing. And so I went over there and I put my hand on him and I noticed he wasn't breathing and he didn't move. He hadn't passed away very long. He was, you know, it hadn't been long at all. Don't know what happened. No idea. No idea. He obviously, you know, passed away in his sleep. But I don't know. And I hate to bring this to you guys. But yeah. So we did bury him here on the farm, and I know some of y'all may be wondering, what are we gonna do? We're gonna, what about Loretta? And the whole reason we got Gus was because that was the only pig at Misty Dawn Farm that Loretta got along with. They had become buddies. She didn't care for any other pigs, she's a lot like Peaches. Her and Peaches do not get along at all, period. I mean, they flat out knock out, drag out, fight. So I told Brooke, I was like, I just don't see us bringing, what if we bring another pig in and it's the same situation? They fight. And we know Peaches is not going to get along with another pig. So what do we do with this third pig, That means we'll have to put it in another area and have 3 separated pigs. So as of right now, we're just going to let things be and let Loretta hang out with the goats and the donkeys and the emus, and just leave it like that for a little bit and see how things go. If we see that she's not happy or depressed in any kind of way, then we'll address that as time goes on. But I hated to bring it. It's just, I hated to bring it because not only upsets me that Gus is gone, it also upsets me that this video is going to make a lot of people sad. Well, I'm going to miss that boy. Goodness gracious. Mm. So at the end of this video, I will put a little montage about Gus, to give you the option if you want to watch it. Or if you don't, it's going to be a tough one to edit. Whew. I wanted to go ahead. I didn't know, should I wait to put this at the end of the video? So I decided just to go ahead, put it at the beginning of the video and let you guys know. And then hopefully the rest of this video, because we got things to do here on the farm. Hopefully the rest of the video will ease our minds, and maybe we can get some smiles, at the end, by the end of the video, and we're not sad anymore. So, all right. Let's go get things off our minds. How about that? All right, Holly, no more dwelling on sad stuff, right, baby? Okay. We got lots of stuff to do around here, right, baby? We got lots of stuff to do. Yeah. I do want to tell y'all this. Loretta is fine. She is okay. She seems fine. She's eating. She carried a bowl off this morning and all that good stuff like she normally does. I will say this though, she knew yesterday. She did know. Absolutely, she did know. But this morning, she's doing well. While I'm over here in the barn, I know some are gonna be wondering, Jason, how are the little tiny wasps coming? Have you seen any? How's it going? I haven't seen any. And I think that's something that's going to, number one, they're so tiny, I don't think I'd ever see them, honestly. And if I did, I wouldn't know the difference between it and a gnat. But I think that's something that is going to, is not going to be instant. I'm not gonna see any results instantly. But right now our flies are not bad. They're not bad, but we're not in peak fly season either. So again, I will keep y'all updated on the whole flies and that kind of thing. And I mean, our cows are out there now. I don't see any really bad tail swishing or licking their sides or anything like that right now. But again, it's not peak fly season either. I do got to tell y'all something funny though. So, you know, Tip's our oldest goat here. Bootsy's second. But Top's up there too in age. And Top and Tip, they kind of remind me of two granddaddies that go to McDonald's in the morning or to have coffee, or the local diner in the morning to sit around and have coffee and talk about things. And this is every day now. These two at the hay bale, sitting around, chewing some hay, living life slow. Oh my, the rest of them now, you can look. They way over yonder. There's one over there. There's one over there. They're venturing out and walking all over the place and exploring. And yeah, Tip and Top, they just gonna sit around the table and have their cup of coffee and talk about life. And I love it. I love it so much. All right, so one thing that I really need to get done today is it is time. It's March the 10th coming up. That is my check date, March the 10th. That's when I'm going to start fertilizing roses and fruit trees and any other flowering shrub that I want to give a little boost to, but mainly roses and fruit trees. Now, it doesn't have to be exactly March the 10th. That's just my little checkpoint or reminder for myself and any other gardener out there. And I'm in Alabama, zone 8. And I'm going to start fertilizing my roses and my fruit trees, and I'm going to do it monthly. And then the question comes up, Jason, what do you fertilize with? And y'all, to be honest, I don't have a specific go-to fertilizer that I like more than any other fertilizer, mainly because I buy a lot of stuff on clearance at the end of the season and I use it. And it seems to work for me. So I'm gonna give you an example. So for roses, uh-oh, I left my bag over there. No, I don't, I got it. I will say for roses, this typically has been my go-to rose fertilizer. This is called Rose Tone. It is an organic fertilizer. You can see I got this one on clearance. This one is very, very common. It's very, very popular. And almost any store out there has this fertilizer. So this is the one that I've used the most throughout the years. But I used this one last year by Nelson's, and my big buddy, the Texas garden guy, he actually gifted me several of these because that's a company that he works for and works with. And I used it some last year. Now this one's not organic, but that's a decision for you to make. I always say every gardener's different, every homestead's different, everybody's different, farm, house, home garden, however you want to call it. And everybody has the way that they want to do things and they do things. So I tell you all the time, I'm not 100% organic farm or garden here at Cog Hill Farm. I'm not, and I'm just being straight up honest with you. I'm not gonna tell you that I'm organic and behind the scenes I'm throwing out triple 13. It's just not how I do it. And this is a no judge free zone. So you always do what's best for you. Now, another one, what was this it? That's it? Yeah, this is another one. This is another one I got on sale that I used some last year. And this was Dr. Earth, sorry. This was another rose and flower organic fertilizer. I got it on clearance. And I have used it. And I may even swap them up. I may use one month, a different one the next. Just depends on what I got, okay? I get these on clearance. They're budget friendly. I'm gonna use them. Fruit trees are different, but you can use this on fruit trees if this is all you got. If that's all your budget will allow you, is to buy one bag of this on clearance, and this is all you can afford, then by all means, you use it, okay? It's not gonna hurt a thing whatsoever. You use it. If all you can afford is a bag of 888 that's on clearance, use it in your garden. And some people may not agree with me on that, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine, because we all got our own opinions and we're all different. And that's what makes this world awesome, because we are different. But use what you can, okay? Fruit trees, typically the difference between a fruit tree fertilizer and a non-fruit tree fertilizer is that it has a little extra zinc in it, okay? And sometimes they add some more minerals in there, but zinc is usually what your fruit trees need a little extra of that your regular fertilizers, rose fertilizer, flower fertilizer, garden fertilizer, all-purpose fertilizers, they don't have. So that's what I got here is a regular fruit tree fertilizer. And if you look on the bag, it should say right there, see where it says contains 3% zinc? That's just a little extra that your fruit trees, or fruit bushes, or fruit orchards, that's what they need. But also, I almost used this one all up last year. This is a one, again, Dr. Earth. I caught this on clearance one season, and I used it last year on my fruit trees, okay? And I don't see where it says anything about extra zinc on it. So, again, use what you can, do the best you can, and that's all we can do, right? You know, sometimes I feel like that some gardeners or content creators or influencers or, I don't know, they kind of make some people feel guilty or feel bad because they can't do things a certain way. And, you know, it shouldn't be like that. So that's why I always say, do what's best for you. Do what you can. Do what you can afford. You know, whatever makes you happy. That's what you need to do. Now, let's go fertilize the fruit trees and the roses and check that off our list of many things we got to get done today. Hey, I need you to do me a big favor. About to start fertilizing. Most of this is organic fertilizers. Don't let me forget to put my gloves on, okay? You promise? Okay, good deal. I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate you. So I forgot to bring this one out there to me at the barn, and this is another fertilizer I will use from time to time. And this is a rose flower fertilizer. It's all in one. It is a fertilizer, insect control, and disease control, and it is systemic, and which means it will come up through the roots and into the plant itself. So this is another one I will use from time to time as well. Also, if you do want to use like a 3-in-1 systemic fertilizer, do it in the spring. Don't wait and do this later on. I would definitely do this first, and then you can do your other fertilizer, your organic fertilizer, whatever you want to do, because this is a real big preventative, and you want to get on top of that before it happens. And y'all, I just take me just like a little handful of fertilizer like that. I don't measure it out. And I'm just gonna put it on my roses. Same for my fruit trees. And especially if you're using organic fertilizer, they're really not that high in nitrogen. So typically, you really don't have to worry about it burning. And especially these drift roses here. You know, it's hard for me to even get in yonder. So I'm just gonna throw it. And my roses look good, so it's working. And I will be using the systemic fertilizer on my American pillar roses only because of my battle with blight and black spot and diseases that this rose has been getting every single year. And this is what Jason from Petals from the Past told me to do. So I will start the season off with this fertilizer, and I probably won't use this again throughout the rest of the season, but I am going to do that strictly on the American pillar roses only. All right, got all the roses fertilized. Everything's good and ready for 2026, except it's time to get the fruit trees going. So again, like the roses, it's just gonna take me just a little handful and go around the tree like so. Now, if you don't have any rain in your forecast, you can always do this and water it in. Just if you plant it when it's gonna rain, that will save you a good bit of time. I just fertilized my climbing pinky right there, my rose over here, and I want to show y'all something over here in the garden. I told you I was gonna pull all this up, but I've changed my mind. I've absolutely changed my mind. And that is because our bees are absolutely loving the blooms right now. So I've decided to just let it go. And not just our honeybees, also all the native pollinators as well. They are just covered or have covered these collard green blooms. And I'm just gonna leave it for them. Hey, I wanted you to know that I got the fruit trees fertilized today because I know you love you some apples and some pears. Yes, ma'am. And persimmons. You know what? I don't think I've ever gave you a fig though, because I usually eat all those. Maybe try a fig. Yeah. May have to try a fig with you this year, girl. All right, Brooke run to town to go get some stuff for another little project that we gotta try to knock out before this rain hits. And in the meantime, you enjoy your rest. Yeah. You enjoy your rest. Well, if you caught Brooke's video, then you know what's going on here. If you didn't, let me tell you real quick what's going on here. Now, this is our road right here to the old barn. Well, that road used to be kind of where I am, but it just kind of kept washing away. And we started driving on this side, so it created another road. That's how gravelly my soil is it literally created a new gravel road because we drove on this side. So we had this big gravelly washout spot here. And then of course, when we built the barn up here, we got water coming off it as well. And so we've been wanting to do something over here. And Mr. Greg came over and told us we needed to slant it more and put some turnouts over here. If you don't know what a turnout is, that's if your road's on a hill. So you got a road or driveway on a hill. To get the water to wash off the side and not keep going down your road, you put a little turnout, like a little ditch that turns out. And the water will hit it and flow away. And you'll put several of those, depending on how big your drive is, to keep that water from blowing your driveway out. So Brooke's done that. She knocked this hillside down right here. We got some soil here now, basically. It's not a bunch of gravelly rocks. But we do have one thing that's an issue. It's just soil here. We got some rain coming in. Mr. Greg suggested that we put some seed out and some old hay out, which we have the old hay. Brooke has gone to go get the seed. She should be back here in a little bit. And we're going to seed this and put some old hay out. Now the seed we're going to put out, this is what Mr. Greg told us. We're going to do a combination of ryegrass. We're going to do it with, let me start over. We're going to do a combination of ryegrass with some brown top millet seeds with some Bermuda seeds. We're going to mix all those together. Reason being is we're not quite out of cooler temperatures. And so we want something to come on up and hold this soil into place until our grass seed can come up, the Bermuda. That's why we're doing this combination. The ryegrass is gonna come up because it's a cool season grass and it should come up extremely fast. And that's gonna hold this hillside together right here and not wash all this out. Then it's gonna get warm and that ryegrass is going to die because it's gonna be too warm for it because it's a cool season grass, and that brown top millet's gonna come up extremely fast too. And so it's gonna hold this bank together, or this hillside. You can see it slanting like this. It'll hold this hillside together until the Bermuda or the warm season grasses come in and hold it into place, and then the brown top millet will die off. So that's our game plan here. When Brooke gets back, we're gonna get started on that. Get this seed spread out, put some old hay down here, and try to save this from just washing all out. What's going on, Big Pocket? Everybody's loving that green grass, y'all. Look at this. And I mean everybody. I do believe Brooke nailed it to the T as to how much hay we needed this year. I really do. Because once that grass starts greening up, the animals will immediately not, or now I want to say stop eating the hay, because they will eat the hay a little bit. But you'll start to notice, like out here, Tater Bug's getting her some water. There's little man over here eating grass. Nobody's at the hay bale. Nobody. Zero. They're not like Topper and Tipper, you know, my two granddaddies over there sipping coffee at the local diner. You know, no cow is at the hay bale. They're all out in the pasture starting to eat the grass coming up. And so are the goats. You can see Topper's over here. But other than Topper, there's no other goat over here. None. Zero. You know, they're all eating grass. What's going on, sugar? I see you, gorgeous. Yeah, I see you. Come over here. I love on you. Come on over here. I love on you. Come on. Come on. Hey, baby. What you doing, baby? Yeah. Yeah. I love on you, girl. Yes, I will. Hey, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna go get you one of Peach's treats. Don't tell her, okay? This is between me and you. I won't ever get that 25-cent raise now, okay? You wait right here. I'm gonna go grab one of those pig treats, okay? Wait right there. She ain't gonna wait, but we'll try. Oh, she did stay. Good deal. Here you go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look here, look here, look here, look here. Come here, look at here. Look at here. Yeah. And I'm just kidding. They're all the pig's treats. They're not just strictly Peaches. No. I'll give you those sometimes, trying to lure you over to the other side, wouldn't I? Yeah. All right, beautiful. Yeah, I gotta go spread some hay out, okay? Put some seed out. Yeah, I sure do. All right, let's go get that done. I gotta get the spreader. That's the main reason I came over here. I don't think it's enough area to do it with a tractor, y'all. Where is my spreader? I may have put it up there. Sometimes I put it up there. Oh, there it is. It's up here. Right there. That's what I'm looking for. All right. Now, let's get to slinging some seeds. I wish I had Caden here today. Help me with that hay. But Mr. Caden has got other arrangements. Today's working for someone else. But that's all right. Brooke and myself will get it. And of course, Holly. So do I want to mix them all up in one thing and spread it all at one time, or do I want to do 3 different things? I don't know. So Brooke thinks we ought to do them individually, not all at one time. So
I think we'll have more control over how much we're putting out of each one.
That'll work.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did tell you that we're going to go downhill.
Yeah.
When we get to the bottom of the hill, we're not going to try to push it back up.
Okay.
I'll bring you back up in the side-by-side, or you bring me back up, so that way we don't wear ourselves out before we start putting hay out.
Like a little trolley system.
Like a trolley system.
I like it.
You do?
Yeah.
Good.
I like it. All right, well.
I'm ready to see some green. I think start back there on the top of the hill, so we try to...
Hey, if I get to going too fast now, you grab me.
Well, you want me to hook up? How about I hook a rope to you? Me do that?
Yeah.
I about did it. How about shut my finger in that tailgate? You know what you could do?
Yeah, it is. It's coming out. What's that?
You could just sit in the driver's seat of your side-by-side and just
pull it.
Push it as you go.
Got all the seed put out, and now Brooke she's putting the hay sprayer on the tractor and we're about to get the hay put out. Now Brooke has an idea that may just work, putting this hay out. Putting this hay out is always a pain. Let's just say, let's hope this idea works. There goes Mr. Snowman.
One go!
Well, that didn't work. There's the hay down yonder. It went way over there and hit the fence and went back over yonder and back that way. So, goodness gracious. Well, Brooke's idea was to have the tractor in front of it and we could roll it out, and then the tractor would keep it from, you know, shooting all the way down there. But what happened was that it started rolling and it hit the tractor and it bounced and went that way and then hit the fence and turned and went way down yonder. So it didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work. It's such a pain because the hay bale's in one spot and you go grab some off of it and shake it out and have to walk back to the hay bale, and you end up doing that 3,000 times. And we just thought it'd be easier if we could spread it out down through there. So. Well, y'all, we got it. All the way up through there, all the way up yonder. We got it. Whew! Look at my, I guess you could say I'm probably gonna need a shower. If I took my watch off, ain't no telling what that would look like. Let's look. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, boy. Phew. There's Angora. What you doing, Angora? You gonna come see me? Hmm?
Hey, girl.
She's trying to figure out what we got going on over here. Hey, girl. What's going on, Angora? All new. Hey, baby. You know, I saw a post in my memory, and I think it was 12 years ago.
Might be longer than that.
And she wasn't a kitten.
No.
Angora, you getting on up there, girl. Yeah. Originally was our cat. Yep, Miracle had to have Angora. Named her Angora off that cartoon we used to watch with them horses on it.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called.
I can't remember.
Horsetown or something?
Some Horsetown, maybe it, Horsetown. They had a character who was the cat, looked just like Angora.
She's a sweetheart.
She is a sweetie.
She doesn't know quite what we're doing over here.
She doesn't have a clue what's going on there, all this hay.
What you think, girl?
It looks a million times better.
Oh my goodness.
This was so washed out and beat up and...
I said in my video when I showed, you know, the progress.
Yeah.
That I can't even remember how bad it was. And that hadn't been long.
Yep.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
It was rough. And we made a new road because it was so washed out. The curve in the road looks better anyway.
It does look better than a straight road. I like curves.
You reckon Mr. Greg will put us some gravel down here?
If we tell him to, he will.
You think it'd take a whole lot?
We'd have to ask him how many loads it would take. Maybe just one.
I gotta get this off.
Hot.
I'm stuck.
Oh, goodness.
Gotta get like
Is
this.
the mic still on it?
No, I just got it out.
Okay.
I'm sorry, girl. That gets hot after a while.
Yeah, it does.
Sweating.
It's not breathable.
Sweating a lot.
Ooh, I'm glad to get this done. This wasn't on my cards this weekend, but
Well,
you
we
know, the
got
weather.
finished and
Yeah, and weather said, you know, you better do it. Yeah, I didn't think you would get this much done that fast.
well,
I mean, it literally took you a day and a half.
Well, I worked on it.
And I'm not, yeah, you didn't work all day long.
No, I worked on it 3 different times. The time to do the turnouts was the quickest.
You think we're gonna get some rain? Huh? We sure need it, don't we, partner? Yeah, we sure need it. Maybe we'll get some. Maybe you ought to do a little rain dance, you and Loretta. That'd be super cute if y'all did. Yeah. Gus, you done got clean after you got out of the swimming pool. Look at you. You sure have. Oh, Gus. Oh my goodness. You and Loretta are something else. I guess it's safe to say you enjoyed your breakfast too this morning. Yeah.
Well, this definitely did not go as planned. I anticipated that Sweet Gus would share with his lovely wife, Loretta, but that didn't happen. So I just so happened to have one more jar in the refrigerator that I'm gonna bring to Loretta.
Old CPAP Gus and his bride, they made it back. Oh my gracious. There you go, buddy. There you go. Well, I appreciate y'all hanging out with us today and being here for us. We absolutely appreciate it. We can't thank y'all enough for everything. Thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. Catch you guys on the next one. And as always, y'all be good. All right, Reska, I got you, baby. Come on. I got you. There you go. There you go, baby. There you go.